What's going on, all of my aces out there? I hope that you are enjoying your Throwback Thursday content. I just finished watching Tina, the 2021 HBO documentary, Her Life, Her Story. And when I tell you that it was so good, okay, so good. I have not been this obsessed with Tina Turner ever. Okay. Um, But listening to her tell her life story for the first time has been such an inspiration and such an eye opener, you know? Like she has survived so much trauma and so much pain throughout her life and overcome it and thrive despite all of those obstacles. But she was made the butt of so many skits and rap songs, like even Beyonce and Jay-Z. And I know Beyonce performed on stage with her with Proud Mary and said that she was one of her biggest inspirations. But at the same time, you got Jay-Z on the song Drunk in Love talking about, now eat the cake, anime, eat the cake, anime. Like, come on. I need I need for us to do better. I need for, when I say us, I mean collectively, right? Because people didn't really hold her or Jay's feet to the fire like they did when she said you know, she changed the lyrics when somebody in the um, other communities complained, basically. So, with that being said, I want to dive into Tina's story from her own lips. One of the things I love about this is that, this was like a sit down interview with her home in Switzerland. And her husband, Edwin, was the executive producer of it. So that it was coming from inside the house. Because a lot of her, life story has been told through, and through the film What Love Got to Do with It, which I just made some content about that, and it's a great film. But through other people's perspectives. And we haven't heard from Tina directly. She did write a book, or I think Kurt Loder from MTV um, helped with the biography, I, Tina. But this was the first time, and this was my first time seeing this movie, that I've had the opportunity to hear from Tina, outside of maybe like a small snippet or an interview about her struggles, her perspective, her journey. So she takes us on this really insightful, in depth ride of her life, which I'm really grateful for. So, she said that she was born in Nutbush, which of course she writes a song about it as well. But she said that she was really devastated when her mom left her as a little girl. And, her mom took her older sister and moved to St. Louis. And she said that that was not only the root of her abandonment issues, but also the first time that she really understood the difference between love and hate, because she recognized that she loved her mom, but she really wanted her to come back for her. She didn't understand why she wouldn't come back for her. And then later on in the film, she says, my mother was not kind. And she said, that she knew that she was not a wanted child. Obviously, her mom leaving her, but also her mom, she said that she loved me, but she didn't like me. Like there's some lines throughout this documentary that Tina tells us that are just, oh my goodness, like they'll just grip your heart. So on the top left, we have her husband, Edwin Bach, and she married just a few short years ago, actually, after them being together for almost 30 years. And of course, in the bottom is her and Ike. And, she said that she really had to forgive Ike, because if you don't forgive, then you'll suffer. But she said she realized what helped her forgive him was that he was a really ill soul, that he was a really sick individual. And they interviewed her children as well. And one of her kids, Craig Turner, Craig was interviewed, and in retrospect, he said that he hated his father for what he did to his mother, with the beatings. And he said one time specifically he remembered him throwing scalding hot coffee on Tina. And, Tina, she was like, it's okay. It's okay, trying to calm down her kids. But he said he hated his dad after that. And unfortunately, Craig, even though he was interviewed in this documentary in 2021, he actually um, passed away due to suicide. So abuse doesn't just affect, um, just the individual directly, but everyone around. And my heart just breaks for, Tina, because I mean, she says, I've lived an abusive life. Like she said that the good in her latter years did not outweigh the bad. And I commend her for being so frank and open about, what she experienced in her life, because nobody deserves that, like nobody deserves to live a life of violence and hatred and trauma. And, she said that she grew up in the fields. They asked her, did your mom work? And she's like, yeah, we all worked in the fields picking cotton as sharecroppers. People think that this is so long ago. This is like, one, maybe two generations removed, where she was actually, I mean, she's my grandmother's age. And my grandmother was born in Tennessee as well and picked cotton as well in the field. So um, it's just mind blowing to think how close we are to, slavery, and that trauma is still very real throughout our community. So here she is with, her boys, and here she is with her, her new family, her updated family. Um, Edwin and his two children. But one thing I loved about this documentary is that she talks about, her decision to find the strength to leave Ike and to start anew. Um, Middle-aged American Black woman. So she and her managers realized that they really couldn't be successful in the US because it's so the music industry is very categorized. Like there's, pop, R&B, etc. And Tina wanted to really break out from the R&B that she used to sing with Ike and do rock. So they came over to Europe, and ultimately, she was successful. But I mean, she was just, her work ethic is so amazing, and definitely something I respect, because she walked away from that divorce from Ike with absolutely nothing except her name. And so she really had to pound the pavement to make ends meet, but also to be successful. She knew that she couldn't do that in the US. And, here she is. I mean, she sold out arenas all over, not only, Europe and the US, but the world. I mean, she had a concert in Rio de Janeiro where it was like 186,000 people, which is astronomical. Especially, being that she is old, she was older, you know, but Tina was a phenomenon, and she spoke so candidly about her life. Before meeting her husband, Edwin, she said, I really just need someone to love. She said she stripped down in the mirror and she looked and she said, what is it about me that, I can't seem to find love, and people can't see the beauty in me? And I mean, it was just heart wrenching just listening to her, really question her own self worth because the people around her couldn't see how beautiful she was. So that was my takeaway, just to never, um, be dependent upon others to see your own beauty and your own value, and it is hard. The social proof is, we're social beings as human beings, and unfortunately, there's hierarchies and things like that. But I mean, Tina Turner was a gorgeous woman. She said herself that she didn't think that she was pretty. And I mean, she really overcame a lot of hurdles and mental obstacles in order to be successful. And I'm so glad that she was. I'm so glad that she was able to transform herself in her latter years, find love, find peace. That's what I hope and I pray that she truly found before she left this earth, is peace, love, and happiness. So that's what I wish for all of you. Please be sure to let me know your favorite parts of the documentary if you've seen it. Like I said, I'm just now watching it today. But yeah, drop down in the comments and please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.